under a time pressure. Although it's not really a pressure because I set an alarm now. Here we go. So that's going to go off at 10:40. 10:40 at night. For other commitments. I have a headache recently. Cat's here. Wait. Oh, you just ate. Yes. Oh, you can see her face. Look at that. They can see your face. Yeah. Space is a wonderful thing. I just finished watching Terminator 3. It's not a very good movie. I have a website that has almost all the movies and TV shows. So I've been putting on a movie and then watching its whole discography. So I watched all the six Shrek movies in a row recently, and now I've been going through the Terminator movies. And one and two are really good. 3 is just horrible, just horrible. Shrek 1 and 2 are good. They're classics. 3 is not very good. It's okay. It's not on the level of badness that Terminator 3 is. Terminator 3 is just bad. Shrek 3 is just it's not the best movie. It's just a movie. Shrek 4 was good. I really liked Shrek 4. Never seen it before, so now I'm about to watch Terminator 4 after this. Actually, no, not entirely. I gotta go to bed after I get Ani buff. I ate a bunch of Honey Nut Cheerios. It's not good, man. It's not good. I had some cereal, a health cereal called Alpine Muesli. It's like Mueslix, but it doesn't have the X at the end. And that tasted okay. It wasn't horrible. Like, I've had some health cereals that tasted horrible. It was okay, enjoyable. But it didn't make me feel like a piece of shit afterwards. Didn't make me feel gross. and it seemed somewhat healthy. Honey Nut Cheerios tasted like maybe slightly better, made me feel immediately shitty, like my gut and my mouth. For whatever reason, my lips are kind of sore, the upper part of my mouth is sore. Just whatever it's made out of, it's just not very good. I still feel not good stomach-wise from it. Maybe all the sugars or something. Probably this was giving me a headache as well. So yeah, a bunch of bad things and not a really good positive. It's surprising how immediate that bad food actually just causes pain to the body. And then it does long term as well. Like if you ate that stuff on a long term basis, just messes your system up. Fucks your system up. I'm starting to enjoy being filmed. There's definitely like a period at the beginning. Oh, my house is heating up. Give me a moment. That's why it gets so hot in here. It's past 10 o'clock. My house has got a bad... It's not got a bad thing, but it's got like a central heating system and cooling system, temperature system, really. And for whatever reason, I set it, so I don't know why it's like this. Maybe I gotta go back in the settings and mess with them. But does that work for you guys? There. At 10 o'clock on the dot, it starts increasing the heat from the normal set temperature of 20 degrees. It goes up to like 25, so it just starts getting hot. At 21 and a half right now. But I can always notice it because the fans will be on constantly and it'll be getting warm. I'm like, God damn, what's going on? And then it's like, oh, it's 10 o'clock, that's what's going on. I immediately go and change it down to like 18 because I sleep at like 18. It's beneficial to have things that are discomforting or cause immediate stress. So that you may recognize it and relax into that space. For if it doesn't happen, then you don't relax into that space. Everything that is immediately thought to be bad ends up being good. think I talked about the bookshelf that was in my living room recently. My cat is now on top of it, staring at me. It's today, Monday? Yeah. I don't have to feed or water Steve till Wednesday. Every time I have cheap cereal like that, I always regret it. And then I do it again. It's like if having a chocolate bar made you feel like crap immediately after. Eating a box of bad cereal is just ugh. Makes you feel immediately bad. It's like this brain is having a hard time learning that lesson. This brain learns things over several repetitions. I would say most brains learn something 50 to more percent quicker, like in half the time or even more. This brain takes a long time to learn new things. Actually, it was proven that this brain has slower processing than other brains. This brain was born with dyslexia. That's what they call it. And all it is part of the brain is underdeveloped at birth, and has some kind of hamper to it. So throughout its growing years, from age, being born to I think 10, when the brain is soaking up a lot, because part of it is underdeveloped or something like that, genetically different than the average brain. It overdevelops other areas and continues to have a weaker version of other parts. So you get a brain that has slow processing speed, but has strong cognitive reasoning. I believe that was one of the strengths. There's a whole list of it. If you go look up dyslexia and the stuff it is, dyslexics are often good with visual imagination and so they're good at physical jobs. So engineers, plumbers, electricians, actors, stuff like that. That's just a list. I'm regurgitating stuff that I've read before. Went to the gym today for the first time in a long time. And remembered the good feeling that it is to push the monkey. So I was doing whatever those are, lateral raises, I guess you'd call them. and after I had doing some like dumbbell bicep curls, and I also done some lat pull-ups. Well, it's just called a pull-up, I guess. Is that a pull-up? Yeah. And yeah, there was a moment where there's that feeling of I wouldn't call it like a euphoria, but it's like a semi-euphoria of like, it's when you get the pump on kind of thing and you feel a little bit like a monkey. Maybe it's an injection, like not injection, but like testosterone fueled, like adrenaline or something like that. It's probably all related. But yeah, it was like good halfway through the workout, starting to really feel pumped. It's a good feeling of the human experience. And it adds on to an already like good process, like physical exercise has proven many benefits to it. Also, not eating like a whole box of Honey Nut Cheerios is probably a good thing as well. One step at a time, right? It was one step at a time. One day maybe you go to the gym. Maybe you just eat whatever you want in the afternoon. Cancel each other out, right? Probably not. It's heard a number, it's like 80% diet, 20% exercise if you're looking for like body changing, which I can 100% attest to is saying like it's true, because I spent years working out like 4 to 5 days a week, having like a general healthy lifestyle, eating healthy foods, not like what I'm doing right now, but eating healthy foods. And I never really lost weight. I stayed around 160. I had that like, it wasn't a dad bod, but it was like close to a dad bod. Like it was like, I work out, but I also have a bit of a gut. That's what it was. And I had that for years. And then I did fasting for a month and dropped like 35 pounds and had like abs and looked ripped. And I didn't work out nearly as much in that month, but I fasted. So just straight up, the body was eating the fat no matter what. Cats are so retarded. They're always fucking her with shit. What are you doing? You fucking with this thing. Like, she's always fucking with shit. I'll be in a different room and I'll hear something like hit the floor and I'm like, God damn it, what is she fucking with now? Come home and some of the like knickknacks that I have on my desk are pushed on the floor. I'm like, God damn it. Why you do this to me? If you watch the Terminator movies so far, I haven't finished the other 3 of them, so I can't say this yet for sure. But so far, skip number 3. Nothing of value there. It's just like horribly referential to the other ones. It's very early 2000s, oddies. It's just, it's horrible. I don't like the character of John Connor in it. I don't know if it was the actor or it was the writing, but just the character, I don't like him. He's wimpy and like if the 13-year-old John Connor from Terminator 2 saw the whatever mid-20s Terminator, or sorry, John Connor in Terminator 3, he'd slap him. He'd be like, yo, wake the fuck up. He's a horrible, horrible character. The Terminator himself, like, is just super referential and weird, and only to the end does he seem like a, well, there's tiny glimpses of it like being good. The rest of it's just horrible. The only good character is the new character. I can't remember her name, but the lieutenant, the second in command for the human resistance, the wife of John Connor. Can't remember her name though, but her character was good and her acting was good. Some points did feel forced, like a forced love interest parts, but for the most part it seemed like good writing. And the new enemy Terminator was interesting. Slightly scary in a way. There was moments that were reminiscent of like a horror movie. Probably because she didn't talk ever. She did a lot of like head tilting. Still, pretty bad movie though. I like these. I like that, I don't know. Even if these are horrible, I like them. Like, I'm just talking about the recent movies that I've watched. Like, what the fuck is this? Right? Who gives a shit about Terminator 3? It was made in 2003, by the way, or that's when it was released. Just as a reference, so you know when it was. The time frame, early 2000s. There was a huge gap in between all of them. The first one was in 1984, good movie. The second one was in 1991, good movie. That's like what, 7 years apart? So that's kind of close. That's kind of, apart. This cat's looking crazy. She just all stood up and went wide-eyed because there's a window right there she's looking out of. But and then this other one, 2003. So that's 12 years apart. So and the worst thing about it is at the end of Terminator 2, they finish it off. Sarah Connor, yeah, the main chick in 1 and 2. At the end of 2, there's a whole part, like maybe a 5-minute scene, where she's like, Judgment Day came and passed, and it never happened, 1997. And then 30 years later, she's an old lady. She's sitting on a park bench. John Connor is with his wife and kids playing in like a park, and she's like, it never happened. We saved the world. This is all great. But for her, it's still a real thing. She still lives with what happened in the past or whatever, but she's an old lady now, and she's got some grandkids, and everything's good. So it's like, boom, it's like 1 and 2, perfect. What do they call that, a series? Like, hey, fucking, no, hold on. Yeah, get her off. Don't fuck with that. Get out of here. Always fucking with shit. I swear to God. Yeah, so they finish it off in 2, like it's done. The show's done. So then you start up 3, And they don't reference that at all. In fact, he's like, John Connor's like in his mid-20s or something, and he's like, he's just like some homeless guy or whatever, and he's like, oh, I'm just on the road, you know, I'm not in the system and all this, and I'm immediately like, what? This is not. And then I think he said something about his mom being dead, and I was like, is this supposed to be like an alternate reality? It must be an alternate reality or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, we'll see. They probably like explain this in 4, 5, or 6. I'm not sure why, but like, it seems right. It seems like right now 1 and 2 are their own thing and they're good, and then 3 was like, let's pretend those last 5 minutes of 2 didn't happen, and let's just make up some new shit. And it almost felt like they were rehashing too. It was just like, oh, same thing over again. We're gonna have some dude we gotta protect, dude and lady actually in this one, and we're gonna send a good Terminator, and there's gonna be a bad Terminator. The bad one will be more advanced. The good one's gonna be Arnold Schwarzenegger again. God damn it. It really doesn't bother me that much about this movie. I just watched it. Like, whatever, 35 minutes ago, finished it. And several parts in that movie while watching it, I was like, this is a horrible movie. Like, I'd turn it off if I wasn't going through all of them. So. I'm going to title this one, Terminator 3 Sucks. Yeah. Terminator 3 does suck. Fuck Terminator 3. God, it's a horrible movie. God, it's such a bad movie. Especially because 1 and 2 were so good. So good. Ah, man. So bad. Like, you can watch it as a comedy if you want to not be pissed at the movie constantly, especially if you watch 1 and 2 right before. Watch it as a comedy. Like, watch it for like moments when they do the like, shit, like, it's a joke, then you're like, haha, look at it, it's a joke, But if you're taking the movie seriously when it does the like, it's a joke, you're like, why though? Why did you do that? Why is this in the movie? Like, a really obvious part, or a really obvious thing to make fun of, and you've maybe seen this, my alarm's about to go off in right now. Okay, I'll just finish off this little bit. And then an obvious part, maybe you've seen this before, but like, at the beginning of the movie, some dude goes, talk to the hand, to Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. So then he reuses that later. It's just so bad. Like, I know that was like a thing for a very brief moment in time in the like early 2000s. I think what the problem was that was when companies were trying to be hip and they didn't know how to do it yet. They were trying to be in with the young kids now. They're really good at it nowadays. Like, if you ever just go on any company's Twitter, they put like actually good funny stuff out there. Like, really, they use memes good and stuff like that. But it's really weird because they've paid like people to do it very well, and it's just weird because you're like, Wendy's, this is weird. The jokes are good, it's funny, but it's weird. But back in the like early 2000s, they didn't know what they were doing. Like, they were trying to understand the like meme internet, culture, and they were not doing it well. Not doing it well at all. Anyways, that's it for today. I'll see you guys later.